Hi guys, so this week I received a couple of books. I've just been aware that the postal service from Europe, but I'm just talking about Portugal, will be a bit different, and so from now on every book I buy from UK and US or outside the European Union, I will have to pay taxes, and it doesn't compensate to buy books from Book Depository, for example. So I've just cancelled some orders I had. This will thankfully probably dwindle a bit the books I buy. Sorry. I will take this out of the video. But these books came from America. One of the series although I've read some mixed reviews, but I wanted to buy the novels, and I saw some guy was selling in e-books, and so I've bought it. It's the Turtledove series. So far, I only received 6 books. Unfortunately, the rest will come, but probably I will have to pay the taxes, since this will come in. It started on July 1st, so yeah, it's a bit shame, but whatever. So this is the American Front by Turtledove. It's a hardcover book. I tried to buy all hardcovers. Unfortunately, they are all hardcovers, but I don't know why they are mixed sizes. This one is Walking Hell. Then there are more 4 books that will be coming in a couple of weeks. Basically, this series is it started with How Few Remain. It's an alternative story where the war in the United States, the Civil War in the United States, finish, but it doesn't end like it did in history. Okay, the Confederates still exist, but changes have been made in the Confederate States and the America and Canada. The world itself is very different. So yeah, that's the plot. Now, as the world, of you remain, it's the Civil War. Then the World War One starts, and the United States and the Confederation starts a new second Civil War. Basically, the world is like this. But then there are one book on this series. Then there are more 3 books that came afterwards. I believe it's like in the Second World War. I don't know how. I have an idea, but I don't know how the world stays. But then there are the Second World War, and then there are a third war, and it was published in 2017. It's called Settling Accounts. The first one is not the first one, but whatever. At the Death. This one, Drive to the East. The Grapple, and Return Engagement. They are in. This is the first one, then the second, and so on. Okay. Basically, these are a series of several books, and Turtledove is the master of making this kind of series, alternate history. Most people don't enjoy them. They give him really bad reviews. Honestly, I bought it on a whim. because I enjoy this type of situation, what if. But I probably, one of my problems, I've read one book from him, and I didn't enjoy it, to be honest, but it was In the Presence of Mine Enemies. The Reich has won, and now Jews are living in Berlin, Eden, and so on, and it's a couple of years after the end of the Second War. And so I bought it after I finished the couple of alternate history novels I've really enjoyed, and I thought, okay, I'm going to buy more and to see what this is all about. But alas, one day at a time, maybe I will really enjoy it, maybe not. Who knows? Then we've got some smaller novels, following the tradition I've been buying. This is Grim Weave by Tim Curran. I'm making a review of one of his novels probably today. It's sincerely one of the worst of I've seen by him, but I really enjoy his almost all novels, so one bad book doesn't make a writer. And even sometimes I try to read a second novel of a writer, because sometimes it's not easy for a writer to continuously write books as good as the first one and so on. So I understand that the writer may have some pressure to publish and publish and publish, and sometimes they don't do the best choices. Like this one is short, like 140 pages. The other one I'm reviewing is Monstrosity, and it's I've read that before. I've read the book itself in other novels by him, and with 200 pages, I believe it was a bit too much. I believe it was supposed to be a shorter story, but we'll talk about it a bit later. Then we've got Brutal Cunning by Mike Brooks. This is my ongoing collection of Warhammer novels, 40k and so on. I've got them all, as you probably know. This one, when I saw it a couple of months ago, I really was interested, because this is I don't know how Mike Brooks did this, because this was done in the perspective of the orcs, and so it should not be that easy. I've read Skarksnik, I believe is that the name, by Kale, and he also made the book in the perspective of the goblin, but the goblin was very smart, and it was in the third perspective, so there's that. I don't know how this is going to be, 300 pages, so yeah, let's see. Then we've got this one, Byron A. Roberts. This is the second novel, The Chronicles of Caylen-Tor, Volume 2. I have got the first one, this is the second one, and I've checked it here in the beginning, that author's note that says that there will be 2 more. These novels are basically a collection of novellas, okay, or short stories or something like that, and they every 7 chapters it's a story, okay. And the author here says that this is the correct reading order. What I don't understand is why the first story in chronological order is on the other book, and then this is in this book, and then there's and so on. It's very confusing, since this was released by the same company. I don't know why they decided like that. Maybe he wrote it and then said, okay, I missed that, so let's write that here, but I don't know. Overall, Byron Roberts, as you probably know, I've talked in a previous video, he is the song writer and the singer of Balsagot, one of my favorite bands. Although I enjoyed the band itself, I enjoyed the lyrics and so on. That's what made me draw to it, because it was sword and sorcery kind of novel. If you go to see the lyrics, some of them, the lyrics are 30-40 pages long. Go watch Starfire. This is not the full-length album, because the full-length album is like 2 lines. And I knew immediately 15 years ago that he could be a writer. Why didn't he write? And when I discovered him, I had to buy all his books. I bought it. I have yet to read the first one, because I knew there was coming this one, and I wanted to read it all in one go, or at least in a chronological order as the author intended. So there's that. This is P.A. Douglas, the old one. This is Lovecraftian homage, you can see in the cover. Yeah. I really enjoy Lovecraft, as you probably know, and I also enjoy this is Severed Press. Okay, I've been buying some books from Severed Press, like Tim Curran and so on, and since it is a Lovecraftian, I had to buy it. Maybe it's not good, but I don't know. I don't care. I will read it, and since it's a short novel, as I said before, I like to read bigger novels, and in between shorter novels to compensate and so on. There are 2 more. This one, River of Tips. This is a Clayton Snyder novel. I've just checked in the how many books there are in the series. He himself commented that there are 2 novels in this series. You can read it independently, but it's better to read, of course, one after the other. So I've bought 2 of his novels, and then this is the 3rd. There are 2 more. Probably I'm going to collect them all. I have not even read it, any of them by him. Sorry. And then there is this one, CorpsePaint, by David Peake. This novel is very, very interesting. Okay, as you know or not, I am a black metal fan. I've been hearing black metal for 23 years now. I started 1997 or something like that, Cradle of Filth, and I always enjoy black metal. I only hear black metal, although I try to hear other stuff like atmospheric black metal, but always in the same vein. Okay, now I'm reading. I'm hearing post black metal and so on. So I really enjoy this novel, as you probably understand. A person that is reading for 20 plus years probably loves that. And this novel, CorpsePaint, basically this here, it's like a comedy because some black metal bands have names that you can't even possibly understand. Okay, you will have very difficult to understand. This is CorpsePaint. Okay. And CorpsePaint also means another thing. CorpsePaint is when they paint their faces white or the black and so on, and that's CorpsePaint. That's what they mean by CorpsePaint. And this novel follows a black metal band after their. I'm going to read this. Okay, basically that's more easily. It's been here since the groundbreaking debut of black metal band Angelus Mortis, and that first album, Enosis, has become a classic of the genre. harrowing primal scream of rage and anger. With the next two albums, Fields of Punishment and Tellus, Angelo Mortis cemented a reputation for uncompromising, aggressive music, impressive critics and fans alike. But the road to success is littered with temptation, and over the next decade, Angelo Mortis' leader, Max, better known as Strigoi, became infamous for bad association and worse behavior, burning through sidemen and alienated fans. Today, at the request of their record album, Max and the new drummer Roland are traveling to Ukraine to record a comeback album with the famously recluse cult act Wisdom of Silence. What they discover when they get there will go far deeper than the aesthetics of the genre and the music they create. Anti-human, anti-life, ultimately becomes a weapon unto itself. Weekly, inspired by the fractured, nightmarish novels of John Hawkes, the blackened dreamscapes of cosmic pessimism, philosophy, and the music of second-wave black metal bands, author Dave Peake's CorpsePaint is an exploration of creative people summoning destructive powers while struggling to express what it means to be human. So basically that's it. As I said, this interests me a lot because it's black metal. Apart from that, let me just show you something. I just recently brought them from my mother's house. It's a couple of novels I've never shown before. One of them, sorry, my mobile fell. It's this one, Where Blood, by Eric Iverson. This is Eric Turtledove. Okay, basically. And then we've got these novels here. Okay, basically they are all Forgotten Realms novels, as you can see here. Okay, they are all Forgotten Realms novels. Apart from these three that are G.K. Ballard, The Drowned World, Heritage of another novel After the Downfall, and this one, very big. So these novels I brought from my mother's house after reading some Forgotten Realms novels. Two. I thought that I wanted to read more in that world. Probably will never read it, but I've been bringing my books in my mother's house to my house. She has 300 or so. They are mine, of course, but as you can see, I've got no space. But since I'm in a new house, I can put in my storage and be there available. Yeah. So basically that's it. Hope to make that review probably today from Tim Curran's novel. Let's see. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.